Hi, my name is Noam Kostucki. I co-founded a social enterprise called Seeducation to help people go from the dream of solving a social problem to the reality of it. So I'd like to ask you, what is it that we can do to help people like you, but at the very, very beginning of the journey, before they've actually proved that it can be successful? So maybe back to when you started, what would have been the most useful thing to have to help more young people do this thing? What is that we can do at the beginning of the journey?
Just before you answer, anyone else sitting in the room with that issue? I can see 3 or 4 of you in front of me. So yeah, I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
Your advice to entrepreneurs at the beginning of that journey.
Sure. That's the point I was making a little while back, that this generation of young people today is much more powerful, many times powerful, not just slightly percentage powerful, it's many times powerful than just one generation before. Because the technology has brought them to a level where they can reach out to many things in seconds. And because they can do that, their mind works much faster than our mind worked. And our mind worked in the speed where we'll send a letter to our pen pal. I don't know if that word exists anymore. It went out, this pen pal. What is that? You have to write a letter, very nicely written letter. And then put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it to some place you don't know where it is. And wait for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. Finally, you get a response. Before you even open it, you celebrate, you got a reply. So that's our speed. In seconds, you can do millions right now. That's the speed. So your mind works in that. You're texting like this. I cannot understand how you text like that. It beats me.
I'm trying to convince him to start tweeting. I was showing him in the car.
You're starting with the tweet. So that's a convening power that you can do that. So, and how to bring this together, the ideas, the power of ideas, sharing it with it. So we're trying to create things like within social business movement, talking about social business clubs, social business hubs, social business incubators, and then trying to create social business funds. You come up with the idea. What do you do with that idea? Great idea, but you cannot implement it. You know how to do it, but you don't have the money. You're a young student. You don't have the money. So I said, there should be somebody waiting with the money. So the kids, well, I have the money. Don't worry about it. If you have the great idea, come to me. I'll provide the money, not as a kind of outsider. I'll be your partner. I'll give the money, you give the idea. And jointly, we do this as a social business so that we can solve the problem. And luckily, people are responding to both. Young people are getting together, not as much as I would like, but it's coming. And funds are being created. Already 2 funds have been created in India, 1 in Monaco, and more funds are coming up in other places. In Haiti, we just created a fund in Haiti. We created a fund in Colombia, in Caldas. So we are going around and people coming up and say, okay, we'll participate in that. Let's have a social business fund. We are negotiating a social business fund with Japan to create a social business fund. So that these young people or anybody who has a great idea to try it out. And we are saying put 2 parts of this fund. One is for experimentation, because we don't know whether finally it will work out. If somebody said, you prove it before I give you the money, how do I prove it if you give me the money? And how do I guarantee you? But this idea, look at it, let's debate whether it sounds right. If it sounds right, let's go ahead. It may work out. Out of 10, 5 of them will work out, 5 of them in the first round didn't go. But doesn't mean we abandon this. Simply we refine it a little bit and do the second one. And in the second round, out of the failed 5, 3 passed out. They came. And the 2 left. We work on that too. So this is how process begins, trial and error, ideas and improvements and so on. Put all these ideas that you have into the website, into all kinds of social media we have, so that we can exchange ideas with each other. Say, oh, this is nothing. This is not going to fly. You debate that, oh, this is going to fly because of this. So gradually you come up with the refinement of that idea. So this is how we're doing that. We hold what we call Social Business Summit every year. Bring the young people, seasoned business leaders, academics. We have done it twice in the last 2 years in Germany. This year it will be held in Vienna, Austria, on November 10th through 12th. So we invite everybody to come because this is a forum where you exchange all those things and get rejuvenated, recharged, go back and do it again. And you're looking for the fund people looking for ideas. They're sitting with the money, they don't know who did this money. So this is a place where you get to know each other. And you start the talk and then follow it up and it happens. And others who are doing that, they bring in all these things and they get excited, they'll display, there are contacts between the CEOs of BSF or Danone that we are working with Adidas CEO or Uniqlo CEO, because they are doing social business. You sit down and talk, you could have done it much better if you did this. Oh, that's something. Maybe we should do that. So they get idea, and you get recognition that yes, this now they want to do it with you because you gave them the idea. So this is what we are trying to do, to connect people. And we'll have the Asian Social Business Forum in Japan in July 20th and 21st in Fukuoka. So that will bring all the Japanese business CEOs, their academic leaders, and other Asian countries to come together. So there are different dates. On June 28 every year, we celebrate Social Business Day. We connect on that day all the social businesses through social media, through internet, and so on, so that we see who is where at what level. So connect with us, and we'll give you all the details where you are. Anybody, this will be the thing to get started with. You may enjoy doing it or get frustrated. It's not the kind of thing I thought, but it's your choice. But first, check it out.
I think what I've always taken away from what Yunus has done is not over-complicating things and over-intellectualizing it too much, despite having been an academic, is to actually act. And I think that's what sets the entrepreneur apart from the theoretician, is to actually act with imperfect knowledge and often not enough resources.